So we sweep down with the overhead camera to the far end of the stadium where that high jump is taking place, but they'll have to pause for this women's 400-meter hurdles and another of the memorable races we saw at the Tokyo Olympic Games. And we've got two of the big three here tonight. Tkachuk will go in lane 8. The Ukrainian 26-year-old has set a new personal best in the Olympic Games of 53.79, so some startling times there. Leah Sprunger finding good form at the back end of the season, and indeed running a season's best in Bern in Switzerland just last week, 54.51. Hugely popular, has talked about retiring. I'm sure her fans will want her not to do so. She's only 31. Janieve Russell, 4th outside of the medals, but not by much. She was 53.08. And you think about how quick Dalilah Mohammed ran. The former world record holder, of course, had to give way to Sydney McLaughlin and held off Femke Bol, who herself with 52.03. You know, if you'd said a couple of years ago you're going to go to the Olympics and run 52.03 in the final and you'd only be 3rd, but I'm sure that bronze medal is something she's very proud of, because of course Shamier Little, who's raced Femke Bol so many times this year, didn't even make the American team. Her worst race of the season at the American trials. She's run really well in almost every competition other than that. Had to watch that brilliant Olympic race. Ryzhykova herself, who performed so well in Stockholm with Bol and Little earlier in the season to set that sub-53 clocking you saw there against her name. And then Leah Nugent, another Olympic finalist. The Jamaican will go in lane 1. Well, it is tricky for everybody. I know you're probably fed up with us talking about the conditions, but again, in 400 hurdles, when stride pattern is so important, this wind is not helping at all. Down the back straight will be almost right in their faces. So Shamier Little will be able to sight the other two. She's in lane 3. Femke Bol, the 21-year-old Dutch athlete, in lane 4. Mohammed, two-time world champion. World champion from London, sorry, excuse me, in 2019, is in lane 5. Femke Bol had such a busy Olympic Games, and she's made such an impression on the European circuit over the last couple of years. She ran the mixed relay and the 4x4 for her team, as well as the individual, of course, 400 hurdles. So she is in between the two Americans, Little in 3, Mohammed in lane 5. Clean start. Femke Bol normally just gets left a little bit by Dalilah Mohammed, who always starts very quickly indeed, and Bol will try and chase and try and stay in contact while sticking to her own stride pattern. And as a developing athlete at this event, she knows that this is something she can work on and get better at. Russell has started quickly outside as well in lane 6, and Dalilah Mohammed looks a little bit out of sorts at the minute as Femke Bol and Shamier Little go screaming past Dalilah Mohammed, and Shamier Little is the one who may well just have the advantage as they come round with 3 to go. Shamier Little just a half a metre ahead of Bol, and Bol, this is where she's always so strong over the last 2 flights, neck and neck the two of them, nothing to choose. The Dutch athlete maybe just edging it at the moment, and away she comes off the last barrier. Brilliantly done by Femke Bol, takes it in 53.06. That's another meeting record. Shamier Little really strong until that last barrier, and that's what Bol is so good at. And when she just keeps improving and gets better, I'm not saying she's going to beat Sydney McLaughlin, who herself is just a youngster still, but she has so much potential still to give. You just wonder how quick these women will be able to go at the 400-meter hurdles. But tonight it was all about a big win against a very good field, and Bol delivered superbly well.
Well, it was dragged out of her, wasn't it, by a brave run from Shamier Little in lane 3. Had the field in her sights, ran a nicely measured first 300 did Shamier Little. Came into the straight, so what, a half a metre or so in the lead. But Bol has that quality, Steve, which is rare, and that is to be so strong down the home straight, and in particular off the final barrier. You were dead right. Early on, you called it as an uncharacteristically low-quality run from Dalilah Mohammed in lane 5, the Olympic silver medalist, former world record holder. But Shamier Little here giving the top European a fabulous run for her money, meeting record by 2/100ths of a second and going away. And there was certainly more in the legs of Femke Bol there. There's no sign of faltering. That's what's impressive. Clears that final barrier really strongly and almost lengthens her stride as the line approaches.
Yeah, look really good. You can see what it meant to her as well. She's had some good battles, hasn't she, with Shamier Little this year. And I said in the introduction there that not one that happened at the Olympic Games, because she then had to take on Mohammed and Sydney McLaughlin. And, you know, she ran so well there and had a busy schedule. And I was chatting to one of the Dutch managers and saying, what impact did it have and has it had? And Dutch athletics have had such a big resurgence in the sprints and in the 400. Of course, their men winning the 4x4 relay medal. And apparently this young lady is a big star at home, and why not? Big win for her tonight. Congratulations from Lea Sprunger, who just about almost caught Mohammed, but not quite. Finished in 5th place. But she contended well, or best, with the conditions, winning 53.05, that new meeting record. Little second, 53.78.